Obstetric fistula, a devastating condition that has silently plagued countless women across rural communities. A childbirth injury often caused by prolonged and obstructed labor. Fistula leaves women incontinent, isolated and ashamed. Yet, in the midst of the silent suffering, there is hope. RAISE Foundation, in collaboration with Fistula Foundation, is taking bold steps to eradicate this condition and restore dignity to affected women. Their mission is to build the capacity of community mobilizers, local heroes tasked with identifying and referring fistula patients from remote corners of the country. To ensure no woman is left behind, RAISE Foundation conducts extensive training sessions for community mobilizers who become our fistula ambassadors within rural communities. These individuals are trained to identify the signs of obstetric fistula, educate their communities, and guide patients to the treatment they desperately need. Advocacy is at the heart of this mission. The Foundation's teams visit rural communities, engaging directly with village heads and community leaders. These visits are crucial in gaining the support needed to address the stigma surrounding obstetric fistula and ensure that affected women feel safe to come forward. Equipped with their training, mobilizers venture into the hinterlands where healthcare is often out of reach. They engage with women in their homes, listen to their stories, and help them understand that fistula is treatable. These mobilizers not only identify patients but also ensure they are referred to the nearest treatment center.
When we find a woman suffering from fistula, we ensure that she is not alone. We stood by her, encourage her, make her happy, assuring her that all will be well. We let her on arrange to reach the hospital that she will get help from. That is Dr. Amina Women Health Center in Kontogora, where she can receive a free surgery. And after the surgery, seeing the changes in these women and the treatment they received, it makes us happy.
At the treatment centers, women receive not only surgery but also emotional support, helping them reclaim their lives. For many, this marks the beginning of a new chapter, one free from pain, shame, and isolation.
My name is Nana Fidelsi. I was 22 years old when I got married. I got pregnant 3 years into my marriage and got obstetric fistula after childbirth. Truthfully, life has been very worrisome for me because I can't even sit in the midst of people because of how much I smell. Since having fistula, I have given birth to 5 children, and though my husband was supportive, I have faced a lot of marital discord because of this condition. To some extent, people kept avoiding any form of contact with me. I can't even go close or be around with my own children. Thanks to God, coming here has really raised my spirit. I have had surgery and I am well now. I have always thought I am the only one battling with this condition, but on reaching here, I have seen people with far more worse experience than me, and they too have received treatments and better now. We sincerely appreciate the foundation, the surgeons and the doctors, and everyone whose efforts made this possible. Thank you so much. My name is Hawa Al-Hassan. I am 30 years old and I am from Efu village. I have one surviving child and I have been with VVF for 6 years. I have been going from place to place for help until I heard of this foundation. The surgery has been successfully done, and to God be the glory. I am no longer leaking urine. I can't thank this foundation enough. May God Almighty bless them and bless everyone involved. I have given birth to 8 children. 5 are dead. I was operated on during childbirth. 10 days later, I begin to leak urine.
Well, being a gynecologist, I always see the kind of complications that women encounter when they're having complicated deliveries. And so when I got the opportunity to set up an NGO, naturally it had to do something it had to be with what I have a passion for, which is women's reproductive health. But as I was looking at the kind of aspects I would do, and I ended up deciding I was going to deal with helping to reduce maternal mortality, fistula came into the picture as a complication of it. And so we started, first of all, by helping 1 or 2 patients get their fistula fixed. But we realized that the problem was quite huge, and the numbers that we were working on were really not going to be adequate to address the problem. And so we started looking at it at a more wider kind of way of helping women. And we started partnering with other people to do fistula surgeries and rehabilitation in general hospitals around the state here in Niger State. There were some issues regarding the way the patients were treated in hospitals and so on. It wasn't just very comfortable to do VVF cases in the general hospital. And we realized it would be better if we could have somewhere else that was only for fistula patients. And that was how we started this center. But we don't call the center a fistula center because we call it a women's health center, because we are hoping that fistula is going to be eradicated and we can now transition into something else and not just fistula. So one of the challenges in our work is funding. Not just about funding also, but having partners that are like-minded like you, that have the same vision and want to give the same impact. So our partnership with Fistula Foundation has really strengthened our own efforts. The funding they have provided has allowed us to increase the number of patients and women we are able to see. We've been able to train mobilizers more. One of the things that I think really stands out is the way in which we have been able to get mobilizers to be integrated into our program as a result of our collaboration with Fistula Foundation. So it has helped us in a lot of ways to improve on what already we have. And we believe that moving forward, we can even do better.
I'm the Chief Program Officer at Fistula Foundation headquarters. We're based in the US. And I'm here in Nigeria this week visiting with our incredible partners from across the country who are doing such remarkable work to improve the lives of women living with obstetric fistula. The mission of Fistula Foundation is to end the suffering for all women living with obstetric fistula. We know that fistula is a devastating childbirth injury that causes so much pain in women and suffering, and we are committed to ensuring that no woman has to live a life of misery just because she's trying to bring a child into this world. The work here in Nigeria is a very important part of Fistula Foundation's global strategy to end the suffering for all women with fistula. Nigeria is one of the countries where Fistula Foundation is continuing to invest more and more because of the strength of our partnerships here and the depth of the need. Raise Foundation is a new partner for Fistula Foundation, but already we're seeing the excellent work that they're doing and meeting the need of so many women in Niger State who are suffering from fistula. Raise Foundation has a terrific health facility. I've just toured this morning over 40 women who have been admitted who are awaiting fistula surgery, and another 20 women whose lives have been transformed by the care that they've received. Their smiles, their laughter, their joy, now that they are healed and they can go home dry to their families, is so powerful. We are so grateful to the Raise Foundation and all the partners that work in this area, because the work they're doing is really changing lives. I've seen that today. I'm so impressed, and I feel so committed to continue our partnership with Raise so they can help us meet the needs of all women in Nigeria.
Aisha Yakubu was once trapped in a cycle of despair. When we found her, she was overwhelmed with depression, struggling to see a future beyond her condition. But today, Aisha has regained herself. She has remarried, found happiness, and embraced life with renewed hope. Her story is a testament to the life-changing impact of support and care. Raise Foundation, in collaboration with Fistula Foundation, is making an indelible impact in the fight against obstetric fistula. Through capacity building, advocacy, and tireless outreach efforts, we are transforming lives one woman at a time, but the journey is far from over.